Let's open UiPath.
Create a process, give any name according to your understanding. So I'm giving the Bitcoin rate fetcher, and you can write the description. So we have installed the web API package in earlier project. If you not, so just click on the official under the official web API, then install and save that web API based activity. Meanwhile, I am opening the Postman. So in the Postman we try to use that web API result. So I'm creating a new request. Under that new request, I just paste the URL, and it's a GET request. If I click on the send, then the particular result will be returned. So this is the text format. So we want the JSON format, so we change from here.
This is the JSON result. So in this JSON result, our target is to fetch the currency code and the rate of that particular currency. So first we have to find out our root. Root is BPI. Under that BPI, now based on the user input, like if user select the USD, then we have to reach out this node. If you just select GBP, then we have to reach out this node. If you just select UR, then we have to reach out this node. So it's the selection of the child depend upon the user input. So let's see in practical. We have installed the web API activity. So under that web API activity, we have to search web. Under the web, we have HTTP request. So first we mention the URL. Let's copy the URL. And we want to respond in a JSON format. In a preview, we got the details. Okay. Then we have to configure, like we want to retrieve the output. Response. Let's see what we got in the response. Let's run. So we got a response. Let's start to configure. Our first task is hit the API, so we are able to hit that API. Then second task, retrieve the API result, so we are also able to retrieve the API result. Let's configure if statement. Why if? Sometime maybe the scenario where API did not respond any result. So response dot length 0. Like these activity, it's totally depend on you. I'm just trying to explain how we use the API to retrieve that information. So now we have all the information. From that information, first we want to retrieve the currency. Before that, we have an activity deserialization of JSON. Then we pass the JSON object response. This has a control K. JSON response obj. JSON response obj. So if we check the variable panel, so response is a string type, and if we see the deserialization, then the object is JSON response object is a J object type. So if you able to see this highlighted one, Newton soft.json.linkU.object. So we are retrieving the result in the linkU object format, JSON linkU object format. Now we are on a track where we have to find out the currency, because we want to display the message to the user like these are the currency, select any one of them. Now we use the log activity. Why we are using the log activity? We are trying to see that what kind of a output we are getting from JSON object. Let's try to run. See in the debug mode, use the assign activity. All currency J response object. So it's a way to select the root node. So first we select the root node BPI. Under that BPI we have a select of object. Select of object. Left of J object. We have seen that that variable contains the J object and J property dot. Under that J object we have properties, and properties have select function f dot in the log message check the length, means the currency dot length. So this just for a validation purpose, are we getting the correct result or not? So let's try to run. So we are getting the result 3, so it's have a 3 variable. Now the task is display a message to the user, please select any one of them. So our first task is completed, where we are fetch. Let's make it total number currency BBLF for new line. Dot So now for the user input, we have activity input dialog box. Under input dialog box, dialog title, Bitcoin selection, label. Under this label, please select any one of them. Enter value result, user selection, any one of the below, and input. So we use the string concatenate join function, string dot join, to with join with comma or string, all currency. The result comes in the selection, so we create another if statement. Why? So we need to check user input or not. So if user selection dot length greater than 0, then means user have entered, else message box means user either skipped or by mistake something happened, no input provided. So user has selected. Let's check what user selection. Let's try to check first, is it working or not. Deserialization, then we create a log message, all currency everything, total number of currency 3. So please select any one of them, select your GBP GBP message we have received. So at this point means we are going correct, means till this stage we are on a right track. Let's make further. There may be a chance like user provide a input in the smaller case, so we need to handle that. So let's create assign activity. Under that assign activity, I create a variable user input. So user selection to upper. Because why I'm doing this? Because all the currencies are in uppercase. Maybe the scenario user enter the smaller case, so we are just handle it. Now other task is, now we got the user input. So for this example, user select the GBP. Now we have to traverse under this section, means the chat root node is the BPI. Under this BPI we have to move under the GBP. How we move? Let's select assign activity. So we need to fetch 4 items: code, rate. So we track the 4 assign activity: 1 2 3 4. So first is code, so we create a variable code. Second variable is rate, control K, we rate. Third variable is description, control K, control V, description. Fourth variable is float rate, control K. So under this we have a JSON response object, and this is the BPI. Now we have in user input. Under this user input we have code to string. Let's try to run. So first we got a user input. Now I have selected the USD selected. Now I got the USD rate, description, all the details I am able to fetch. So our third task is completed. First we want to retrieve the current name, ask the user. This is also complete. And now the save to Excel. To save in the Excel, we need to create a table. So we will create a table in the starting. Build data table. Under this build data table, remove all the columns and create the column depending on the name. Name is store. Rate. I have created the data table before, or like now I need add data row. Under the data table activity, add data row. Data table name dt details, array row. We have to specify code, rate, nothing is come. Let me check the scope of variable. Before do that, let's change the sequence. Sequence is main. JSON, any sequence. Let me check code rate description, let flow. Code rate description, let flow. Similar way. So now we have add the data row. Another task is save to Excel. So we have a write activity. Under this write range, workbook, let me see, bit rate, file.xls, sheet name, sheet 1, cell A1, data table, dt description. After this, we EUR, okay, I get only the final message, file exported. I click on OK, go to the project. If I refresh, then now we are able to see a file. Click. Okay, there is no header, so what I have to do in the right range activity, add headers. First I have to delete this record. save those, just modify the another message like user instructions JSON just get this message let's run.